Hello folks and welcome once again to the Turbo series. We obviously last time, if you have been keeping tuned, hit Nirvana on Patricia and Natalie, and I would like to try something today. I realize we haven't done Prancer yet in the Void Vortex, mainly because we've been so distracted by other things, but now we have two Nirvana heroes and a Dragon Rui Scepter on Betty, so it's kind of unacceptable that I haven't beaten this. So today we're going to beat this. This is quite simply today's goal. It should be rather funny to see what a team like this actually is going to do. We might demolish this, genuinely. I'm quite excited to see what a ridiculously overpowered team can do against Prancer. So we're going to be sending in our lineup, and I'll show you we're using a preset lineup here, which is using pretty much full energy feed. We've got three elusive mirrors, double Demon Bell, Halora and Natalie are our fastest heroes, and then we have, of course, a Dragon Rui Betty, which is hopefully going to do extremely well. We do have to avoid annoying heroes that have counter damage like Gaggy and Halora, but other than them, we should be completely fine. Now, what else we want to go ahead and do before we get started is just throw some of our flags onto our heroes, just so that we have decent tenants. So here with our Natalie, for example, we can put a flag on, just so that she's slightly better when it comes to her tenant bonuses. I actually don't have many Transcendence flags. I think I only have 2. But that's because most of the time I use my heroes, I'm using them where they already have artifacts on them. Because it's surprising how many game modes you can't use auras in. When they're the ones that they probably matter most for, right? I'm looking at stuff in Void campaign mainly, right? So I actually don't use flags as often as I used to. Because presets used to be able to be used everywhere. But that's a little bit of extra stats either way for Natalie, so hopefully Patricia's looking pretty clean. Also, what I can do, I'll also go with, make sure she's got attack HP, and we'll put some attack enables on her as well. I need to change this back for Star Expedition, though, don't let me forget. Anyway, let's go ahead and send ourselves in and battle the Void Vortex. So, we've got ourselves several waves here. Divine Power 13 is the starting Divine Power, which, quite frankly, is ridiculous. But with Betty's crowd control, we should be fine for locking these down. Something like this wave is not going to be winnable, though, due to the Halora, so if I just go ahead and show you just how obnoxious Halora is, you'll see just how unfortunate her abilities are. Because if you hit a Halora, you immediately get pinged back by every hero on the enemy team. And you can see we're going straight and triggering Unbending Will, then we're just getting melted immediately by Prancer. And as well, in that fight, we didn't actually trigger Betty's ability. So what we need to do is hopefully get Dragon Rui to trigger. There you go. But even now, you see, Halora's pings are coming out, and that results in any hero that touches Halora just dying. They have enough damage to go straight through our Nirvana heroes, right? One-shotting Natalie, one-shotting Patricia. Oh my word, Patricia lived? Okay, that's ridiculous. But we definitely lose here. There's no way we can beat this. They are just far too strong. So to fight them, we're going to need to get rid of any wave that has Halora, so we just reset that immediately. This is a lot more manageable. So all we need to do is just get Dragon Rui to trigger, and then we can kill this wave relatively quickly. And as well, one big thing we'll notice with this game mode is long load screens, because the fights will take a considerable amount of time. Because unfortunately, the way this works is it will try and run the entire fight, but the strategy is literally to stall. So we have permanent energy feed, keeping Betty's active skill happening over and over and over again. We have Betty's core as well, which has to trigger, and we just keep the enemies locked down. And they have a ridiculously large amount of HP. So it takes a while to chuck through them. You can see we're in round 6 and we've barely done any damage, and they've been CC'd for most of this, which is just so stupid, right? They haven't even attacked us. All our heroes are just pretty much trying their hardest. Aspen struggling to do very much damage at all to that carry there. And you get the idea. This is pretty much our win condition here. It's just to crowd control every single enemy and just attack over and over and over again. And if you guys are trying Void Vortex for yourselves, this is the strategy you'll want to use. And you don't even have to run Dragon Rui on Betty. Obviously, it helps a ton, but you can just give her Elusive Mirror and hope she gets hit first. Just look at the opponent that goes first, and make sure that Betty is in a position where she can get hit by them, and just look for the high roll where it happens. And make sure that the enemies you're fighting don't have any abilities that will still damage you outside of control. So enemies like Halora, like Gaggy, they're worth avoiding. But everything else, you should be completely fine. Even things like HMKxJUMP, right? We can crowd control, keep them locked in, and just deal with these opponents. So if I skip battle, we'll definitely get the victory here. We end up doing a ton of damage, and we get the win. Nice. So what we'll do is we'll keep an eye out for any opponents that might be an issue. So you can see here we've got Gaggy, so we'll reset this opponent. Gaggy returns again. That's going to be a problem. That, though, is winnable. Amun-Ra with HMKxJUMP can be a nuisance because Amun-Ra breaks free from crowd control a little easier. And we can go further than round 15. In some game modes, you can, Vladdy boy. Vortex is one of them. So if you can lock in the CC on these opponents, you just go way beyond round 15 and you kill them, which is great fun. Now you can see here we've got ourselves Divine Power 13 with Vulcan and Star Alchemist HMKxJUMP, two pretty scary heroes, but it doesn't matter. Both are weak to crowd control, so this is fine. So what we get here is Betty triggering with Dragon Rui, we lock them down, and you can see another victory. So yeah, if there are ever any game modes that you can go beyond round 15, the endless crowd control from Betty is a legitimate strategy. And you'll know it's working, as we said, because you'll see a long load screen. And I promise you, the deeper we get into this, the longer these load screens are going to become. Either way, we've managed to complete the first 5 planets relatively easily. There's a long load screen again, always a good sign. And there's another victory. Perfect. Now, we don't need Transcendence protection for the majority of these fights, but there will eventually be Void Radiation that steals the energy of our heroes. That's annoying. So we need to be aware that that's something that can definitely mess with us. In most game modes, or even most of these planets, sorry, that's not going to be a problem. But there will, of course, be certain levels where energy steal can happen. And if energy steal can happen, that's going to stop us from being able to crowd control reliably with someone like Betty. So we're going to need to bear that in mind. Now, we've been quite lucky with the planets so far. The first 2 I've clicked on haven't had someone like Halora or Gaggy that can mess with us. Oh, but what did happen there is Betty, being our lowest HP, got immediately focused by the assassins and died. That's annoying. So there will be times where Betty doesn't trigger because Dragon Rui has a 50% chance to trigger. Those fights are pretty much going to be a guaranteed loss. So hopefully we get a long load screen. Yes, we do. Good. This means Betty triggered, and then we can definitely win. Perfect. So just got to let this come through. We should be able to skip battle here, and there's our victory. Very nice. Now, this one here has a Gaggy and a Halora. That's not fun. We've got a Halora in this one. This fight, though, that looks very winnable. Light and Darks can be annoying because they have increased control immunity, because the aura for Light and Dark heroes allows them to gain a lot of extra control immunity. However, other than the 24% control immunity they have, we should still be okay, because Betty has a lot of control immunity offset. So if we can get Betty to trigger her Dragon Rui initially, we should be fine. It will be a bit of a challenge, though. This will take a few attempts, I think. Betty does trigger initially, though. That's excellent. And there you go. Perfect. We get the win. Alright, next we've got Elon 211. Again, another winnable fight here. You can see no heroes that can counter us even when controlled. So this should be another win. Betty didn't trigger. That's a little unfortunate. Wow, we've lost one of our heroes. It was a long load screen, though, so do we just win with 4 heroes? Oh my word, we do? That's wild. We lost so many heroes, and then Patricia and Aspen clutched at the end. That was a very weird fight. I'm not quite sure how we won it, but we did. Gaggy's in that wave, so we can't fight this. Sherlock? Oh no. I'm really curious how Sherlock plays out here, because he can reflect CC back at us, meaning he's not going to get crowd controlled immediately. But if we have enough control pressure and we can get through his magic cards, we should be fine. Oh, this seems very unfortunate. Okay, Betty triggers. Triggers again. Sherlock still has not been able to be CC'd. We try again. And again. Come on, Betty. Get him. Get him. Get him locked in. Oh my word. He just does not want to. There we go. The Horrify from Aspen burning through one of his things there. Actually keeping him locked in now as well, so he's not attacking. Now we win. It took long enough. Sherlock is going to be a pain. He's going to keep breaking free, but at least there's no HMKxJUMP here to put poison on us every time the Sherlock attacked. And really, the only problem with the Sherlock is the doving he's putting out. But because Aspen's in the same slot, the Sherlock should eventually die, so this should be winnable. Yep. And Aspen does the most damage there. Perfect. And that's Prancer Area 5, so we've already cleared 2 areas straight away. That's great. Now we got Gulf 106. This is good. Now, are they going to steal our energy? Nope, we haven't reached those stages yet. Perfect. I believe it's stage 2 and stage 1 that steal your energy. So other than those stages, we don't need to use our Transcendence Protection, I'm pretty certain. Betty triggering immediately. That's fantastic. So there's another victory. Fort 101. Oh, perfect. Double Ada, Amon-Ra. Again, this is another wave with lots of light and darks, so it might take a few attempts. That said, though, if Dragon Rui triggers early, we should be fine. Oh, we didn't get a Dragon Rui trigger. Does Betty still get this? Oh, come on, Betty. Oh, she's got Healing Curse on her as well. She does trigger at least. We do get the CC lock. No one's dead. Unbending Will held in. This looks like a win. It sadly isn't, though. That was unfortunate. Maybe Ada's going to be a bit of a problem, because Ada does have passive damage, even when CC'd. At the end of rounds, Ada does damage. Yeah, I'm going to reset this. Double Ada's annoying. That's got a Gaggy that's also annoying. That's winnable, though. Perfect. Let's send it. Note to self. Don't fight Double Ada. There are too many passive abilities that Ada has. She was one of the key passive heroes at the start of the game. I say the start of the game. When she came out, I think it was the beginning of 2020. Wait, when was it? 2019? Yeah, it was. So she came out at the start of 2019, and she has a lot of annoying abilities, and really started this trend of passive damage being a thing. Yeah, we ended up in what they called a passive damage meta, which was extremely unpleasant. It's looking like we're good here, though, apart from all the stuns we're taking from the planet. But Betty's still doing her job here. She's actually not getting stunned. This is great. The Unbending Will trigger on her is annoying, but we're actually doing rather well against them, which is very nice. So, as long as we actually can cut through this, we should be fine. The damage over time has worn off as well, so I think this is a win. Yep. Very nice. Okay, let's move on to the next planet then. We've got Gulf 207 here. That looks winnable. We just need to get some more energy burners. So I'm going to buy 50 attempts here. That's going to cost me 1,250 gems. Let's go fight. Oh my word, I thought the game had crashed. So, weird thing, that long load screen is actually the game crashing. Like, it didn't even remove the purchase successful thing. So, it looks like a long load screen. The game has just totally just stalled on you. Wow, I did not realize that that's the case. We should be fine here, though, because that was an extremely long low screen. So, yep, that's that cleared. 201, this looks winnable. Got Vulcan, Natalie, that's fine. Another really long load screen. They are going to get frighteningly long. Like, you think this is long? Wait until we're in Area 2 and Area 1. I'm having crazy deja vu from when we tried this with the VIP series. Either way, Ozil 101 now. We've got a Halora in this wave. That's got a Gaggy. Come on, give us something we can beat. There you go. This is a Garuda wave with carries. Home-Jung. Looks like a decent enough fight. Can Betty get a lockdown? Nope, Betty died, so we just immediately lose this fight. Let's try again. Betty, can you just trigger Dragon Rui, please? Can you just do your job? Let's just see it. There you go. Perfect. Right, Prancer Area 4 defeated. We're halfway through now. So let's see how much longer are these load screens going to get. This one has Transcendence Protection. That's quite exciting. And that's a very long load screen. So, yep. This seems pretty promising. We skip. We get it. Nice. Okay. Oh, right. This wave here is not beatable. Geester is going to be a problem, so we need to reset this. That's fine. So there is a problem with Geester where Geester has a counterattack even when CC'd. So don't fight Geesters. Especially with Geester and Amon-Ra. There's too much things that can kill you there. So just let it slide. Don't fight that. This is much more winnable, though. All these enemies are weak to CC, so easy win there. Nice victory. Next up, Kier 103. That's a Gaggy. We can't beat that. That's a Halora. We can't beat that. There's another Halora. We can't beat that. There's another Halora. There's a Gaggy again. Oh my word. Is there anything we can beat in this? What the heck? I'm buying another 50 attempts. That's fine. There we go. And we have Transcendence Protection. That's not bad. Oh, but Betty didn't trigger, which means Geist is going to immediately kill her. Yeah. Anything that targets lowest HP is going to get us killed. Try again. Okay. That's a long load screen. We should beat this. There we go. So skip through. Huge. Very nice. And we got 2 more planets. So that one's immediately winnable. Again, Transcendence Protection. Where the heck has this come from? Not that we need it, but it's just cool to see. You know, it might speed up the fight a tiny bit. Slightly less long load screen. Either way, though, that was a long load screen. We know that's going to be a win. And this final one's got a Gaggy, so we have to reset it. But double Azrael, double carry. Even though they have passive damage, should be fine. We just need Betty to trigger. Because one issue we could have here is if Betty doesn't trigger, the carries could continuously steal our energy, which might be an issue. But you can see why this wave's good. It's got Ada, Garuda, and then you've got resurrection heroes like Azrael and Carry, which are going to anchor the Garuda quite nicely. However, that was a very long load screen, so we should be fine. And what does Protection do? Protection significantly reduces the negative effects of the planet. So if you go take a look at something in the top corner called Void Radiation, this weakens you. And then you can see in this green bracket, it says for factions protected, the effect is reduced to 19% rather than 95%. And doesn't Azrael just kill you? Maybe. I'm going to try a few tries with Betty triggering. But if we do just end up losing, I'm going to reset the planet. Because you're right, Azrael's passive damage is going to target lowest HP, which here is Betty. But then again, we've only had one fight with Dragon Breeze successfully triggering, so maybe we're just unlucky here. So let's see. Let's see. There you go. So we get this, and let's skip. Defeat again. Yeah, passive damage from carries and Azrael's have us cooked. Okay, I'm going to reset this planet. Halora's not winnable, but that one's got a Gaggy, so we can't beat that either. That's fine, but we now run into the same problem we've had in the past where Light and Darks have a lot of control immunity. That said, though, it looks like Betty triggered here. That's a long load screen. So I think we've got this. Yep, we get that initial Betty trigger. Everyone's crowd controlled. Still defeated. Wow. There is an Ada here. So that could be a huge issue. It's funny how there's so many annoying little heroes. And the funny thing about this is the strength of your team does not matter. It's all down to the consistency of your energy feed and Betty. That is the only requirement you really need to beat this. So for a lot of you thinking this is like endgame whale stuff, no, it's just about building a clever team that can use Betty strategically. Now granted, Dragon Rui will improve your win rate here because it makes Betty more consistent, but there are definitely teams you can build that will energy feed the Betty and allow her to trigger herself, especially if she has Elusive Mirror, so bear that in mind. That as long as Betty's getting hit early, you can win. And you can see here, control's looking pretty reliable. Still getting defeated by passive damage. A lot of stuff coming out here from the Adas. I'm going to reset this again. Hopefully we can get an opponent that doesn't have passive abilities. That would be quite nice. There you go. That's much more achievable. Drake, normal Gaggy, and then Garuda and stuff. Like, normal Gaggy is not a problem. Betty didn't trigger, so that's going to be an issue. We just now need Dragon Rui. And put in a Suicide Ignis. I mean, why? We have a Dragon Rui. We don't need a Suicide Ignis. Like, you can put a Suicide Ignis in to feed energy to Betty so that she triggers, but I'd rather just have a full team of 6 heroes that are all feeding energy themselves so that the energy's still fine. It doesn't really matter. Less RNG, who cares? It's still winnable. When you have a Dragon Rui, just use the Dragon Rui. Now we're in Prancer Area 2. The Void Radiation here has a 100% chance to reduce the energy of our heroes by 100. This is a problem. So we are looking for fights here with Transcendence Protection. We've got lucky on this first planet, so now we just need to find an opponent that doesn't have Gaggy in it, which seems to be all these teams right now. That's winnable. There we go. So we should be fine. By having Transcendence Protection, we're not going to get energy stolen, so everything should work here. Looking at the length of that load screen, I'm guessing Dragon Rui triggered, so that's already a great sign. There you go, immediately coming out there. The single Azrael is probably not going to be enough damage pressure to kill the Betty. Nope, and we get the victory. That's fantastic. Right, let's move on to Zane 105. We need Transcendence Protection on here. We get it first try. That's very nice. Reset the opponents until we get a wave we can beat. You can see Haloras and Gaggies here. There's a Geista. That's not good. That one, though, is completely winnable. So let's send it. The load screen is looking pretty long, so I think this is a win. All right, there you go. Fantastic. So let's go ahead and skip battle. There's another victory. Amazing. And now we just have 3 more planets to fight. So we'll get Transcendence Protection on this one. There we go. Let's buy ourselves 50 more signets. And then I need to reset this until we get something we can beat, like this one here. Gloria might be an issue. Her marks can be a pain. But as long as Betty triggers, we should be okay. Because the marks only trigger when we get hit. So as long as we're not getting hit, we're fine. And you can see by the length of this load screen, this definitely looks like one where Betty's got the lock. So if we take a look, there we go, she triggers. That's a lot of crowd control. And I'm going to guess this is a victory. Yep, a ton of damage. Alright, next up we got a Halora, so we need to reset that. And we already have Transcendence Protection, that's perfect. Long load screen, excellent sign. Really long load screen, actually. Wow. And let's see. There's the trigger from Betty. And if we skip battle, huge damage across the board. Very nice. And we're left now with Kier 110, which is already set up. A fight we can win and Transcendence Protection already in there. Guys, this is some good high rolls, man. We haven't had to waste time hunting too many signets. Which is good, because if I ran out of signets, that would be really annoying. Right? Imagine you're like super deep in, you run out of signets. I mean, it has happened. There are people out there who have lost a run trying to push this because they run out of protection. So, yeah, we're looking fine here. The control's solid. Excellent. So now we're on to the final area. Prancer Area 1. And this should be doable. So if we take a look here, that first fight is fine. We just need to get some Transcendence Protection. So let's put it in. Oh my word, it's taken a few attempts. Yikes. But we should be fine here. The Sherlock might be a pain. But as long as we beat him, we're okay. Long load screen. It does mean Betty triggered. So this should be fine. And yeah, as we've said before, Sherlock's only really a problem when there's a Holmes Young that can join in with every attack he does. Ugh. Who killed us there? Oh, a lot of damage actually coming from things like Carry. That's annoying. Let's try again. He can slip out. Oh yeah. Yeah, he definitely can. Okay. You know what? I don't want to muck around with Sherlock. Let's find something else. Like that wave. Perfect. This wave we pretty much see on most planets. It's extremely winnable. Yeah. Long load screen. Great sign. This should definitely be a win now. So there you go. Crowd control. Looking solid. Very nice. And let's just skip through. Look at that victory. Whoa! 1.6 E to the 14 now. That's how long these fights are going on and just how much HP these guys have. That we need to do E to the 14 damage. Now, this wave here actually looks extremely winnable. We get Transcendence Protection on our first use of a Signet, which is really good. So this should be pretty solid. I don't like how quickly that load screen came through. So we did get the CC lock. Maybe there was just an unfortunate, like, Amun-Ra breaks free or something like that. Because we need Dragon Ryu to trigger, and then we need none of the enemies to break free. We've had this issue with Amun-Ra waves in the past. There is a lot of passive damage here from Azraels as well. Okay, nice long load screen. Oh, that's very good. That's very, very good. Hopefully this triggers through. Oh, man, what is going on here? You know what? I'm gonna find a new opponent. Oh, that's winnable. Yeah, okay. There's a few nasties here, like Gloria and Holmes Young, but assuming everyone remains crowd controlled, neither of them two will be an issue. So already, great crowd control coming out there. I'm hoping this is a good one. No, defeated. Who broke free? Vulcan? Yeah. I have recollections of this. That sometimes Vulcan does that. Very long load screen. Come on, please tell me this is the win now. Defeated? Oh, nah. That went on for so long. We did so much damage. Yeah, it wasn't enough because the Vulcan broke free at the end. Yeah, okay, I'm just going to ignore waves with Vulcan now, just because they're annoying me. Like this one here. This looks completely winnable. Excellent. So we'll just put in some signets until we get Transcendence Protection so we don't get energy stolen. And I bet you we beat this one first try. There you go. Look at that load screen. That is a super duper long load screen. I'm expecting this to be a win. I don't see any opponent that can screw us. I mean, maybe Focus, but like, I doubt he's going to break free. So, defeated. And Focus did break free! What do you mean? Ah, boo! How? That's not fair. That's so not fair. Okay, it looks like we've managed to CC lock these guys. Do you bet Focus breaks free again? Ha! No, he didn't. Oh, he did at one point. Oh, that's scary. He killed Betty. That's terrifying. And we did 1.5 e to the 14. Nice. This one has a keister. I don't like that. Let's reset this. That's got a Gaggy. We can't beat that. That's got a Vulcan. I don't want to just fight Vulcan all day long. Let's find something that doesn't have Vulcan. Oh, Ada. Well, we've already learned her passive damage is extremely annoying. So let's keep resetting. Keister we can't beat. Ada's annoying. Right, this has got Ada again. Let's skip it. Vulcan? I don't want to fight Vulcan. Is there a wave that just doesn't have Vulcan? Or do I have to fight Vulcans here? That's got Halora. There's the Ada one again. I feel like I'm fighting a losing battle here, resetting all these. Maybe I do have to fight Vulcan. Maybe I have no choice. Oh, nope, nope, nope. There you go. Look at that. That's a normal Vulcan. That's completely winnable. Right, let's send it. Pretty certain we win this. If we lose to this wave now, I'm getting trolled. Yeah, Dragon Rui triggers. Damage looks good. Victory. Perfect. That is what we like to see. Alrighty, 2 more opponents. Let's go ahead and reset these. These are the 2 Vulcan waves we were struggling against. So if we can just find something that's not got a Vulcan in, that's winnable, like that one, we should be okay. Now, granted, this does have Amun-Ra, so immediate crowd control coming out there from the Dragon Rui, and defeated Amun-Ra. Yeah, she could be a problem here, because the annoying thing with Amun-Ra is she removes control effects 1 round early, which means you need to consistently be triggering with Betty, which is a little bit difficult. If she was wearing Elusive Mirror, it might be more consistent. So maybe this is a win? Hey, there we go. We got it. Whoa! 2.5 e to the 14 from Natalie? And we lost half the team? Elena died, Aspen died, and Betty died? Terrifying. So I guess we're just left on to the final opponent. That's a winnable fight. We have 6 attacks left. Let's see if we can beat this. Oh, nope. Nope, that's an immediate failure to trigger Dragon Rui. Oh, this is promising. Yeah, this is the win. This is the win. It's gotta be. Surely now. Yeah! There it is, boys. Didn't even do E to the 14 damage. What is that? Oh my word. Either way, we have cleared Prancer Area 1. I wasn't even the first one to do it. I'm pretty sure someone else beat me to it. Yeah, Ratliff did. But there you go, folks. That is the Turbo Series finally managing to clear Prancer. And you can see, it doesn't come down to the strength of your heroes. It is merely the consistency of your energy feed and the strength of your Betty. Betty is the best crowd control hero in the game, and against any opponents that can be crowd controlled, she is extraordinary. And in fights that go beyond round 15, all you need to do is permanently lock those enemies down and just keep on CCing them until you win. So, good luck, folks. If you want to push Prancer or Overseer or whatever area in the Void Vortex, I strongly encourage you to get yourself a Betty. And if you can, Dragon Rui is excellent. For those of you that lack Dragon Rui, try use a 9-star Ignis who can just die. She will get focused by enemies that target the lowest HP, so heroes like Yorm Tum will just instantly hit her. That will feed energy to the Betty, and then she'll trigger. So just make sure you're putting the Ignis in a place where she will get focused, and you should be okay. So good luck to you guys who lack Dragon Rui. Ignis should be your ticket for a win. But you also need Demon Bells and Elusive Mirrors, so get those as well. And if you need extra CC, try using heroes like Holmes Young, because his doves can be extremely powerful. Either way, guys, I'll see you next time. Make sure to subscribe for more Turbo Series content here on YouTube. And of course, have an amazing week, and happy idling.